Aries, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Now, this rarely happens, but I'm immediately getting a flashback to the last Aries reading that we did. And it was about like sorting something out when it came to like somebody that you were working with, somebody that you were trying to work with, and something that even may have gone sour. Now, what I'm looking at is, yeah, so if you missed the last Aries reading and you feel like it would be relevant, I welcome you to check that out. What I'm seeing now is there's some conversation or you being called to take action through your communication about expectations, what you feel like you deserve. This can even be like you advocating for yourself when it comes to being like paid a certain amount or compensated in a particular way. It doesn't have to be related to like job or career, although it can be. But it can also be with people that are close with you or that you have any sort of partnership with within your life. This is also about thinking too about what you feel like is balanced and fair to you, reviewing what your expectations are enough to make a foundation to speak upon if the topic comes up or if it's relevant for you to talk about. Don't ignore your feelings. Seeing the Page of Cups here. Yeah, I'm seeing the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So there's a big notion here about what's going on within your emotional space. What are your feelings telling you? What is your intuition telling you? How are they speaking to you? What are you feeling? How do we bring this to life? And then I'm also seeing this combination with the King of Pentacles here. This can be a masculine figure that you're dealing with. This can also be you integrating this part of yourself that is both like the cups and the pentacles suit coming together. So it's like you feel more confident when you're doing your job or tending to the things that you feel responsible for, when you bring that sense of like empathy and compassion and all of that, and you are realistic and honest about the way that you're feeling and sorting through something like that. Because you may even feel like you have, Aries, you may feel like you have some sort of responsibility to like take care of something or caretake or provide in some sort of way, and you also want to be sure. I'm seeing like at the front work of this, primarily there is a very, very big focus on your emotional practices. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe this is about the way that you tend to manage your emotional experience, doing so in a way where you feel like you're being honest and authentic and confident, because you're showing up for yourself. Yeah, there may be something that you're doing and like there's a pragmatic approach that you can take, and it may be something that you could accomplish without bringing like this emotional aspect into it. However, I'm seeing that you're going to be better off by like intertwining these two. So it's not just about being like the business person or the person in charge of the household and playing that role. It's also about integrating your emotional experience into it and balancing out this masculine and feminine energy. It may seem somewhat like counterintuitive initially, but I'm seeing that these two very much go together. It seems like it's even allowing you to plan in a way that makes more sense to you. If this is you working with, if this is you working with somebody, you would be seen as the more, we can say, like, intuitive, nurturing energy, and this person that you're working with may be more, could be more reserved, more stern even, maybe a bit more rigid at times as well. It's like, for example, like maybe this person sees more in black and white and you see more of a gradient, we can say. For some of you, you're releasing a project. You may be planning to let something go in order to pursue something else that you want to pursue. This kind of feels like, I don't know what else you may be putting on the back burner, but I'm seeing there be an emphasis on you going after something that you may feel passionate about. For some of you, I get the feeling that something could be abandoned because of this. Let's see further. I want to get more context and see what's going on. Because I'm seeing something that, like, it may mean a lot to you, so you're really holding on to it and you don't want to let it go. But for others of you, you may actually be like, you know what, I'm holding on to this and I need to make room for something else, so I'm going to let go of it. This may be something that you know also is going to happen. Let go and ending. Yeah. I get the feeling that you could have linked up with somebody and, like, say that you felt really passionate about it, and let's just use an example, right? You're an artist, you're a creator. You feel passionate about this direction that you're going in. It's a project that you really wanted to work on, but you needed, like, funding or compensation for something. Or it was a project that you were like, you know what, I'm going to work on this and they're going to pay me this much to do it. And now you've been working on this thing, but you're not getting paid enough. You're not being compensated enough, or there's not enough money and there's like some sort of issue, something like that. So I'm seeing something come to an end because of that. I am hearing finances, but it can be like anything resource related. Like maybe you're not getting enough emotional support from someone, for example. It's like whatever it was that you were like expecting this person or this company to show up with, something is not coming through. So I'm seeing there be an ending. Potentially, this may not have happened yet. If there was somebody that was helping you, you may be removing them from this process and doing something yourself. This is a moment where maybe you didn't want to compromise on something and you were like, you know what, I don't need you to be a part of this. I'm going to do this on my own. I know what direction I'm going in and I'm going to make it happen. It even seems like it's something that gave you the opportunity to step up. And if this person were around, maybe you wouldn't have had that chance. This means too that it's also going to lead to some big changes for you, and I'm seeing a decision needing to be made about like whatever direction or project this is. What I get too is that there's something about needing to make a decision and like possibly even communicate where you stand with something, and you may think that you have more time and then it really comes down to it and you have to act quickly with something. Yeah, this may not be easy to let go because it's something like tempting. It's definitely something that sucks you in. It's something that you get drawn into. But it is something that you are very capable of managing and gaining control over. But yeah, you could have felt intuitively like something was going in a direction that you really did not want things to go in. Even something out of balance on the emotional front. So this feels in a way like something that was going on behind the scenes. Something was out of balance, something was unfair. It seems too like this could be the setup for you within a situation to separate yourself from someone that may, and like it doesn't matter if they're doing it on purpose or not, right? It just matters like if it's happening and whether or not that's healthy for you to be involved in. There's a sense of someone potentially being like emotionally manipulative with you. And it seems like this is something that you want to make sure that you don't fall trap to here. It's like the more grounded you are and the more you are feeling what you're feeling and also having boundaries, the more that is going to help you. And I'm seeing this transition into the masculine energy here. What I get from this too is that this could be somebody who's like used to getting their own way and may do things on the emotional front. Again, like whether they do it deliberately or not, this can be something that this person may not be aware of. But there's like some unhealthy way that someone uses like emotions to their advantage. And this may have even been something that worked in the past with you, but I'm seeing you get to a point where you know that like true reciprocity comes on the emotional front from you like grounding your energy and stabilizing it and seeing the best in this person while also having very, very firm boundaries so as not to encourage you to fall into like resentment or anger towards them, or feeling like you're doing things that you don't want to be doing, or feeling like they're helpless and you need to help them. Because I'm seeing someone that may like try different ways to like pull you into something, but something becomes so out of balance that it just has to come to an end. And maybe this is also about the way that this person manages their emotional process as well, or fails to at times in a healthy way. It looks too like this is about grounding what you want. Because there's a notion here of, like, if somebody gets to... So the Nine of Cups is about a wish fulfillment, but it can slide over into the arena of sometimes being, like, greedy or ungrateful for what we have and, like, wanting a whole bunch of things and, like, a gluttonous type of energy. And if one is able to, like, use temperance and ground whatever this is, it's almost like you're not going to succumb to whatever temptation this is. You're going to be able to keep in line. Because someone could even be like offering you something and you're like, you know what, that's out of alignment for me and I don't actually want it, but they're offering it to you. But you know that you're not going to feel a true sense of harmony if you take this. So this is not somebody new you've been working with. For some of you, it's somebody you've known for quite some time. This can also be a family member as well, or just somebody that you're quite familiar with. ending with the Six of Cups over here, like something even nostalgic. What it looks like to me is that if you can sort through this on the emotional front and handle it in a way that you feel is balanced, and you don't feel like something else is taking over you. You feel like you're the one in charge of this experience and you're not being reactive, you're being responsive, all of that. It seems like this integration that you want within your life, where you are taking control and even like self-sufficient in a way, you are going to achieve that. And I'm seeing a plan being made that's related to like you following your path, you being in alignment, and turning down something that you're not meant to be holding on to. And that means also as well getting to a point where you are saying to yourself, okay, I'm ready to make this change. I'm ready to allow, like we can say, the waters of change wash over this relationship that I have and go in a new direction and make this choice, even if in the past things haven't been like this. And this feels like very much breaking out of some instilled pattern that you have with somebody, that now you're at a point where you're like, we can't continue on like this. It's not working. It's not efficient. I don't feel like this is healthy, what this is that's going on here. And I have a vision for like a new way that we can do things, or a new path. So this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to completely obliterate a relationship. It can mean that the dynamics of the relationship that you have with this person, with these people even, because I'm seeing a fire sign, I'm seeing an earth sign, I'm seeing a water sign. This can mean that your relationship with this person or these people, it's going in a new direction now. And it's about making the choice. Like, can we change the course rather than repeating history constantly when we know the direction that it leads us in? Do we want that same outcome, or do we want a different one? And if we want a different one, something needs to change. Which also means that we're going to have to let go of certain things to allow this transition to take place. Who are we looking at here? I'm looking at Aquarius and Scorpio and Capricorn. Remember, we all have these placements in our chart, so don't get hung up on the zodiacs if that brings a sense of confusion. It's more so about the storyline that's being described. Because these people, this could be all you, these could be like 3 different people. And it's going to be different for each of us as well. Yeah, I even get the feeling of somebody like attempting to suck you in back into an old like unhealthy cycle or pattern. Because you may see a familiar behavior and be like, I know the effect that this has had on me in the past, and like what type of reaction or response this person is trying to get from me, and I know better now. And instead of like allowing yourself to be like manipulated by the energy, or by like you even feeling like you need to like placate somebody in some sort of way, it's about you gaining back that sense of autonomy. And also setting an example as well. Showing those around you how you're showing up for yourself, and also showing yourself how you show up for yourself. And seeing the sense of like joy and ease that that brings to you. It looks too like something that may have been feeling confusing about this process. And maybe even this new energy that you're stepping into as well, that you are developing into. At times you may be like, you know what, this is unfamiliar, like I don't know how I'm feeling about this. But I'm seeing like the more that you stick to this path that your intuition is guiding you down, where you're showing up for yourself and putting yourself first and being your best self, so you can also not just be your best self for you, but also the people around you. When you are in alignment with that, I'm seeing like something that may be like even confusing at times about the process, or you having like a lot of feelings or mixed emotions about something. It's like the sun clears that up for you. And the sun is like our joy, our happiness, our soul, who we are at our core. But yeah, it may emotionally feel uncomfortable for a bit, but that is temporary. And it's going to help you realize what's working for you and what's not working for you as well. What I'm seeing too is that this is going to help you create the type of stability that you're looking to create in your life by walking away from something that on the emotional front, there is a lacking. So because you're moving away from whatever that is, you're moving towards a completion and the beginning of a new cycle for you, and one that feels very prosperous. And I'm seeing you be the one that's creating this for yourself as the Magician. When you get to this point where you come out on the other side of this, it looks to me like it's going to be really showcasing to you how powerful you are when you set your intention and follow through with that by your actions and behavior. I'm looking at Saturn, Mercury, and the Sun here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.